Welcome back to BarryTsGarage. I'm stepping in again to see what Ed Smith has going on today. I happen to know there's some flatheads in the house, not an unusual thing. We'll get an update on how that's going, and thank you for coming along. Okay, Ed, you've got a couple flatheads I'm noticing today. Kind of both look pretty ready to go, don't they? Maybe it'd be a good time to talk about, they're configured a little differently. It might be nice to understand a little better what options people have setting up their flathead for different applications.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
So, what a nice day. Only be 112 today.
Only 112.
Yeah, so that's not bad, as long as we stay inside.
That's right.
So, anyway, a couple flatheads here, and they're both 53 motors that we rebuilt, and one of them goes here in town, and one of them goes to Kentucky.
Okay.
And the guy from Kentucky was in the other day. Stopped by and on his way from, I think, Alaska back to Kentucky, and I picked him up at the airport and had a good tour for the day, and a few hours I took him back there. It was fun, really a lot of fun. So he'll probably be watching this video. So
well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool to have him here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he was able to come by. I'm sorry I missed saying hi to him. I came in on the wrong day.
Come in the wrong day, yeah. So a little bit of things about him. This happens to be a flathead, well, the same, with 3 carburetors.
Oh,
and
wow,
most of the time they end up with just blocking the end 2 off and running the center one, and they're a little smoother because the 3 of them got three of them to be adjusted, repaired, worked on. And even though the linkage is on, the carburetor linkage is all progressive.
Okay, yeah.
And so it only runs on the center one to a certain speed, like almost all tri-powers are that way. And then after maybe 60 miles an hour or something, you push on the gas and it would start open the other ones.
Okay.
And speed up, yeah.
I see.
But,
so that's why you've got the middle one has that slide on it to
yes.
let it work.
Yeah, let
separately.
it work. Yeah.
Okay.
And on this one, the guy wanted the thin water pumps or thin belts.
Okay.
So that's another thing. So you look around here, then I did this before. These water pumps are really rare to have the thin water pumps with the truck mounts.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
this
is really rare, yeah. And then this is that 1-inch block that I make myself.
Oh, to offset the alternator.
Yeah, that moves the alternator ahead 1 inch.
Yep.
To get away from the carburetor.
Yep.
And then this piece here, we cut the alternator, cut slots in it and drill it so the alternator goes in front of this bracket. This is a speedway bracket.
Oh, yeah.
So then try to get this carburetor to miss the alternator to miss the carburetor, and it does miss there.
Right. You still have to have the adjustability.
Yeah, we still have the adjustability. Yeah, this is a 1-wire alternator. So then the thin belts, then there's 2 belts.
Right.
One runs the lower pulley, the water pump, this idler, and 1 water pump.
Okay, right.
And the other runs the alternator, the lower crankshaft, and this water pump.
Right.
There's two different belts.
Right. Now, why would someone want the narrow belt in particular?
I don't know, because it came on that one motor.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Now,
to get it to all go on there with tri-power, nobody makes a bracket like this, because here's the upper hoses.
Yeah.
And they make a bracket that puts the alternator over here above this head.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Right on top of the water pump.
Right
on the water hose.
Yeah, these flatheads all have 2 hoses, one on each side.
So we put the 1-inch block here.
Yep.
Machine it so it all slides up and down. And both hoses will be exactly like they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's tri-power, yeah.
Okay.
And this one happens to have, this is our test stand. It has the standard transmission with a torque tube. We don't have a clutch in it, so we're just going to run on this transmission. It's a run stand.
The torque tube was how they were set up.
All
back
of them
then,
had torque tubes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how about the hardware? Those are grade 8 bolts, aren't they?
Yeah, they're grade 8 bolts with washers. We put all new bolts in all of them.
Yeah. Is there anything unusual about the build internally?
Not really. No.
Just a good standard build,
standard bolt, yeah. It's a 239.
Yep.
I don't know exactly what bore it is.
Okay.
Yeah, like a nice run motor. He's going to put in a Model A.
The Model A. Okay.
Yeah. And with the Model A, the frame is so narrow.
Yeah.
It's right under these bolts.
Oh, wow.
That's why we chose these exhausts. And I have another friend of mine who's got the same one in one of the other videos. That's the same motor. It's the same carburetors, everything in the Model A and the Model T.
That's got to be tight.
The Model T, yeah, it's really
That's
tight.
what T stands for, model tight.
Yeah. So it has these same water pumps on it and the same belts.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And we had a little video of that, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then here, the other option then is this motor here.
All right. Different choices, a different setup.
This is the one going to Kentucky, which is a new manifold and carburetor. This is our prototype headers, but it has the one belt, wide truck belt.
Okay, right.
That runs both water pumps and the alternator.
Yeah, you can see.
And we put the alternator back on one of these other things, and you don't need the safe because you've got plenty of carburetor.
Yeah, it's got a 4-barrel instead.
Yeah. And we'll put a plug in one of these and put this rubber grommet, the Chevrolet grommet, and we'll put a PVC valve in it.
Okay.
And the stand here has got a valve, so it breathes in there and PVC, and it'll be a nice, clean running motor.
Yeah.
And both water hoses would be the same, like they're supposed to be.
Yeah, again, the same
This
idea.
one happens to be the motor going to Kentucky.
All right, so our friend from Kentucky.
Sent it here, and we rebuild it, and it goes to a Tremec 5-speed, goes behind this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's underneath the bench. We're going to work it. As soon as we get it running and get all of this, then we'll work on the adapter on the transmission.
Okay.
Be ready to send it out, yeah.
Now, what does it take
and this one happens to be a 4-inch stroke.
Okay.
So this is a 259, it'll be about 260 cubic inches.
Okay, so this is going to be a little more, maybe a little more power than normal.
Yes. And this is the one we'll put a Chevy distributor in.
Okay, yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah. Make it run really good.
Can you show me why you said this is a marine distributor? Can you show me why?
Yeah. This happens to have this particular Mallory distributors for Chevrolet. And it had a little better clamp than the spring clamps that are normal on.
Yeah, definitely a heavier clamp.
Yeah, heavier clamp. Because it is a marine. Sometimes the bolts are way down in the bottom of the boat.
Yep.
So you want a little heavier. And then it's got a screen here, a filter screen, that filters all fresh air into the point area.
No kidding.
Because that is a fire in there.
Well, yeah, right.
Sparks, and you don't want that in a marine when your bilge is full of gasoline.
Right. The fumes build up in there.
Gasoline floating around the bottom of the motor.
Yeah.
It gets the fumes in here, and then the spark, and then you got to call for help.
Yeah. So does that work as a spark arrestor?
No.
Is that why, or
well, this motor would have a spark arrestor on it too.
Okay.
On the carburetor, which is a metal screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But you tell this is it with the screen on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
And these don't have this little cheaper distributor. It's still a Mallory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very different.
So we're going to knock the key out and tear it apart and shorten this shaft for Flathead Ford, and we can get some advance in it.
Okay.
And we can only run dual point distributor. We can only run 1 point if we want to.
Yeah.
Runs the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have a different way to adjust it, I guess.
Like the other day, the guy asked me, how do I set the timing on it? I set the points, and I think I told him the thing, put a piece of cardboard in one and set the other one.
Yeah.
And then put the cardboard in the other, set the other, and then you'll come up with the right.
Then you're there.
With the right thing, yeah.
Yeah, good. Looks like you're set to go. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah, so that's, yeah. And this transmission back over here with the tri-power then, we're going to put a different transmission in that one.
Okay.
It happens to be a Ford 3-speed.
All right.
And we've located one of these, which is a side shift. Flathead side shift with this adapter goes on it and be a closed drive shaft. Instead of a closed tube, yeah. This is all original. Column shift, see? The side was a bit of a column shift car, like a 53 Ford.
Okay.
It could have had, in that 53 with a different bell housing on it, could have had a 3-speed overdrive.
Really?
Yeah, on a Flathead.
No kidding.
That would have been a nice combination.
Yeah. So, but they want to go to a drive shaft. Now, why do people move to a drive shaft from a torque tube?
Well, torque tube is crazy, and they'll probably put maybe an 8-inch Ford Mustang rear end in this.
Okay.
With the open drive shaft. And then it just slides right on here. It's easy.
Okay.
instead of messing with a torque tube.
Right. And when you have a torque tube, I guess it limits what you can do with the rear differential.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's
Okay.
a weird combination. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one, we'll put a 4-shift on it.
So how do you do that?
It's got 2 rods sticking out the side like any other transmission. A little bit, the shaft sticking out of here. Let me see if I can find them here. This is the side cover that goes on it.
Okay.
So it has these little shafts sticking out of here. And this looks a little bit like a 49 to 53 Chevy transmission. Has these shafts sticking out. So it's easy for us to adapt levers on here for a 4-shift. Yeah, this would go on here. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all. That's easy to do.
Easy to do.
Yeah.
See, stuff that I would never do. It's easy for you. That's great.
Maybe.
Maybe that's because you're the expert.
Yeah.
Well, that's really great. And I see you have more distributors in the queue. That's part of your deal.
A few more, yeah.
That's very good. Well, thanks for sharing all that, Ed.
All right.
And we'll check back again later.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.